We're not gonna have an anxiety attack today. We're not going to cuss people out in our heads. I'm not going to cry in the closet drinking wine. And I'm not gonna blame other people for my problems. It's me, Tasha, and welcome back to my channel. For one, how are you? We are totally friends now. Slide in my comments, slide in my DMs. Are you good? Do we need to talk? Let me know. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that's going to be featured a lot on my channel, and that is anything related to mental health, okay? So I feel like mental health should be talked about often, okay? I feel like in every community there needs to be a conversation, and over here we're going to talk about it, okay? We're going to get to the nitty-gritty of it, and we're going to discuss some things. Who do not know, I was actually diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression back in 2015. I actually went to go sit down with the therapist and said, girl, I'm spazzing, I'm having the shakes, I'm tapping my foot all the time, I can't do long lines, I'm sweating, I'm crying in bathrooms. And she was like, girl, you got anxiety. And I was like, wow, that explains so much. Wow, but me? Seriously? Me? Oh, no. So over the years, I've been able to come up with some tips and tricks that have truly worked to help me with my anxiety, and I'm going to share that with you. But before I get started, I actually want to give you guys the real definition of what anxiety is. So I'm just going to pop her right here. Strike pose. Work, 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 work. L, get into the definition. And honestly, guys, if you feel as though that you're dealing with anything related to mental health, slide in my DMs, okay? Let's talk. No, I am not a therapist, but I am always here to listen. But I'm going to give you these tips, okay? Tip number 1, meditate, okay? Meditation is key. Meditation is used to simply quiet your mind down. If you're like me, I'm always all over the place with my thoughts. I'm always overthinking everything. So I have to meditate every single morning just to be able to calm myself and just feel like I have a connection to something. And I'm connected to myself, most importantly. Now, what most people are not going to tell you about meditation that I'm going to tell you today is that do not go into it thinking that you're about to namaste for the first 15-20 minutes and then be upset when you can't figure that out. For me, I felt tremendously with meditation at first because within the first 2 minutes, I was thinking of shrimp and grits. I ain't even going to hold you. Shrimp and grits, can dolphins fly? What you actually want to do is to break it down into smaller increments when you're first getting started, even if that means only meditating for 1 to 2 minutes. All you're trying to learn how to do is to only focus on one thing at a time. Then you'll be able to move into maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hell, even 30 minutes. Nonetheless, it is all there for you to just learn how to practice, not thinking of a million things at one time. Trust me on this, it truly works. So the app that I use is Headspace. That's what it looks like. But before I started using this app, I would honestly just go into YouTube and type in meditation sounds, guided meditation tours, anything that I needed to help me get through my meditation cycle. In Headspace, they do have a lot of guided meditations where they're talking you through breathing, talking you how to quiet your mind down, or they just play music. All those things are also on YouTube for free. If you want to do either way, you just need to meditate, okay? Use the app or use YouTube. It doesn't matter. Just use what's best for you. My second tip for you guys is to learn how to remove yourself from situations. Oftentimes, we're forcing ourselves to be a part of situations or to include ourselves into things that don't make us comfortable. It actually makes us very anxious, okay? I've had to learn is what situations make me anxious. Sometimes it's being in a loud bar. Sometimes it's being, in the club. Sometimes, whatever it is, it didn't make me feel good. It made me anxious. And I had to learn to say, hey, this ain't it. Let me remove myself. Which actually brings me to my third thing, and that is learning how to set boundaries for yourself. Now, if you don't know me, I'm going to tell you that you're going to need to learn how to set some boundaries, okay? I am the advocate of boundaries. My name is literally Natasha Patricia Boundaries, okay? Talking about setting boundaries as it relates to anxiety is pretty much letting other people around you know that certain situations make you feel anxious. When you have that boundary established, this just pretty much says, okay, This makes me feel comfortable. This doesn't make me feel comfortable. And you're just expressing that to somebody else. Now, I have to tell you that with setting boundaries for yourself as it relates to anxiety, some people just don't get it. So you're going to have to probably have that conversation a couple of times. If you're going to be like, oh, Patricia, and just start cutting people off because they don't get it the first time, don't do that, okay? It didn't work out too well for me. So give people the opportunity to understand what boundaries you're setting for yourself and how it relates to anxiety, and I'll just allow them to grow with you. But if they can't, you. Fourth tip to you guys is to learn how to set a routine for yourself. These are things that you just have to do every day in order for you to feel grounded. Sometimes what happens is that if you're like me and you have 45 different windows open in your head at one time, you can get a little antsy, okay? So what I've had to decide to do for myself is just create certain things that I have to do every day and that just make me feel comfortable with what's going on. And when I do these things, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel happy, it makes me stay calm. For example, I have to pray every day, I have to meditate every day, and I have to walk Bailey first thing in the morning. You know, sometimes I might miss a few, but don't tell us off, okay? Nonetheless, those are the things that I have to do every day in order for me to feel good. My fifth tip, go to therapy. I cannot stress enough how much therapy has truly helped me over the years. Pretty much therapy is someone who is unbiased and who doesn't love you, that's telling you the truth about yourself. And that is what you need, okay? Now I get it. It can feel like pulling teeth to talk to someone who you don't know about your problems. Trust me, I understand. But it is helpful. They're able to actually categorize things that are happening within you and be able to point them to exactly what you're going through. For example, if you got things that's going on in your past and that's affecting you today, which probably is a thing, they're going to be able to help you identify that. Identifying exactly what those things are is going to help you be able to deal with your anxiety and deal with what you're feeling. And the biggest thing about talking to your therapist is you're going to be able to do step number 6, which is identify your triggers, okay? Half the time we're not even aware of what is exactly making us feel anxious or what's making us feel a certain type of way in a moment. And by identifying these things, we're able to say, okay, maybe this isn't as big as I think that it is in my head. Maybe I should calm down and work yourself through that. I'll give you an example. So for me, look now, I'm being transparent. Don't be talking about me later. For me, I have abandonment issues and separation anxiety. It is what it is, okay? And when I'm out with my friends and somebody goes missing or somebody's just off and it's just like, where's Charlie? Sorry, Charlie. That's my best friend, y'all. 55 flat, don't you forget it. But anytime that I'm out with my friends and somebody goes missing, I get really, really anxious. It's like, no, I love this person. They've gone. What's going on? In that situation that those two things correlate to each other. Somebody going missing, somebody leaving me, separation anxiety, dependability. So when you find out what your triggers are, you're now able to just learn things about yourself and learn how to handle those things in a healthy way. Now, before she kills me, I have to give my best friend Charlie some props about something that she has taught me over the years. And that is everything that we do requires practice. So all the things that I'm telling you about to do, you have to practice these things. Don't quit the first time that you don't get it right. You have to practice. You have to practice being disciplined. You have to practice each thing, and then eventually you will get it. So there you have it, guys. Those are my tips and tricks that have worked for me to help me with my anxiety. So like I said, mental health is going to be featured on my channel very often. So comment down below about anything that you want me to talk about on this topic. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Let's go. Work, work, work. Anxiety. Work, work, work. No depression. Work, 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 work.